Welcome to Almost Functional Gaming. We aim to help all followers of Russ and the Allfather to improve on the tabletop. List building, tournament recaps, unit reviews, weekly council of the Fang, and other tips to help us all go from almost functional to fully functional. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our merch store and Almost Functional score tracker on Amazon.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Almost Functional 40K. Back after a 2-week hiatus with our weekly Council of the Fang, and as always, we have Aiden, and once again, we're joined by Forrest.
Forrest, happy to see you again.
Yes. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, hopefully Forrest will be a little more regular member of the Council of the Fang now, up in our...
if he wants to, he's an honor. He's a Wolf Lord among the best of us.
I mean, he might be the Great Wolf at this point.
We'll see. ITC
I'll take
season.
any title.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, until someone dethrones him. Right now, he's the King of the Wolves.
King of the Wolves.
Sure.
So
yeah. And if Aiden keeps winning GTs with non-Space Wolf Marines, then he's never going to catch him.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, spoiler alert. We'll just get it out of the way. My shame. Yeah. I'll open my shame. Scarlet Letter. I played Raven Guard this weekend, and I won a GT. So, it's a bad time to win a GT. So it's bittersweet. It wasn't with the Wolves, my loyal boys, but it was fun games. So.
Well, you've been chasing the golden ticket with the Wolves. They just couldn't get you there. And then one event with non-Wolves, and you win it. So
+1 to wound oath is cracked. Things just, you're going into like a Terminator squad. You're going into like Calgar. You're like, oh, I need to send all my army. But with +1 to wound oath, it's like, you really don't. Like things just crumple, with +1 to wound oath.
And that detachment's pretty sick.
It's a lot of fun. Ravens are close enough. Thank you, Ian. Yes, they both have claws, both wearing pelts, furs, feathers, skulls. But yeah, alas.
Still
Norse.
Now
still Norse,
There you go.
Had my fun. I'm kind of switching back to Wolves. I've got a tournament coming up in 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden Worlds. So
well, definitely rooting for you there.
Space Pilgrim was saying, crazy, just finished watching Forrest LVO game. Forrest, you were on stream 3 times, though, so it must have been one of those 3 games.
I was. Yeah, half my games at LVO, I was on stream.
Fan favorite.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Joe loves some Wolves.
Wow. Well, Forrest, do you have any events coming up?
At the end of this month, I found a 5-man team event up here in LA, which I'm going to go to. I think I know like one other person in the team. Everyone else is just randoms. And I was like, oh, if you guys need a Space Marine player, I got you. I love team events. Team events are like my favorite way to play. So I'm going to go Stormlance and just Wolf Jail. And then the beginning of next month, Mad Alpaca, which is like mid-California, is having a major. So I'm doing the major at the beginning of next month.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Team event. How do you think you're building differently? You're just taking 0 shooting?
0 shooting. Yeah. I think I'm just going to, whoever the captain is, usually team events, I'm the captain, but I don't know anybody. So I probably won't be the captain. And I'm just going to tell them like, hey, I'm going to go really fast. And if they can't handle it, I'll get us a 20-0. And if they can't handle it, I'll try to make it close. I did a practice game against Tao yesterday with my no guns list. And believe it or not, Tao brought a lot of guns. And I think the final score was like 14-97 or something. So it worked out.
Yeah, Tao did not like when you go touch them.
No. And then Stormlance is so fast that...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then depending on I think we were doing train layout 4, so there was like a really good staging area for me. So I was just able to hide. I got first turn, I staged in the middle, and he still couldn't really see anything. And then turn 2, I just crashed into him fully.
Yeah, I think we might have talked about that last time. Yeah, layout 4, everyone thinks of as a shooty layout, but just the middle is. If you're fast enough to stage and then get across that before they can shoot you, it's really hard to shoot a fast melee army. So that's good.
Yeah, if you're like 6-inch move, it's very rough for melee. But like with us who are like, I was running 2 squads of Wolfen, which are movement 9, 3 squads of Thunderwolf, which are all 12 plus D6 or 21 in the case of Tau. So like, I go really fast and I just fight them over in their deployment.
Send it. Now, Wolfen, you mean Shield Wolfen, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love them. I do have to say I'm coming around to Axe Wolfen, just like not as take 30 Axe Wolfen, but maybe like a unit or two here and there, because they're so consistent at just removing like Marines or Guardsmen, just getting in there, getting up. Like they're really good trading pieces, apart from the 0 OC.
The only thing I see with them is they're 85
really good
points.
Yeah.
And at that point, I've been taking, instead of them taking 3 paired weapon head takers, they clear the same type of screens, but then they give you that option to OC or do an action or something.
It's also less footprint for the 3 guys as opposed to the 5. But they are slower. Both of them are 2 inches faster. And then T6 instead of T4. Like,
oh, yeah, they're definitely not as survivable, but as like a grenade.
Yeah.
Then you can get Hunting Wolves as well, which are just incredible for 25 points. Like the cheapest like thing that Space Marines can buy.
Yeah. Reminds me of the 9th edition 15-point Cyber Wolf that we used to be able to take.
Oh, yeah.
Cyber Wolves are fun. For a while there, I think I actually did take a Cyber Wolf in the index days.
I'd always take 1 or 2. They were the best thing Wolves had at the time.
Yeah. I have this very funky hyper MSU build where I've got like 21 units in Hunter, actually. And it's like 3-man, all 3x3 with paired weapons with Hunting Wolves, Fenrisian Wolves. Every wolf that you can take that's cheap, I take. So
cool.
Actually, I got a request from one of the listeners for you to elaborate about Hunter. Because we wanted to we talked about Hunter in your interview that you think Hunter's underrated, and so people are like, wait, talk more about that.
I would probably run it kind of like what you were talking about, is just max number of like the cheapest units you can, which means head takers, which means hunting dogs. We were talking about incursors a little while ago. I think incursors in that kind of a list are really good. 3 units of scouts, because again, last week we were talking about how many 80-point units we could have. You can fit a lot of like pretty decent 80-point units. And when you give those units +1 to hit and +1 to wound, not from a strat, just as a ability, so they can't really stop it. And then you trade early as fast as you can to get those 3 saga points. That way you can actually unlock it. And when you have these 80-point units, you can go fast, you can unlock those points, and then you just kind of, it's weird because it's like, it's a swarm list, but you have to double up on each thing. And unless you're fighting like knights or vehicles, because vehicles you're always going to outnumber. So like a big knight, you're always going to outnumber like an armiger when you're like charging an armiger. And then we're strength 5, which means we're winning armigers on 4s. Like, no, I think Hunter can work. I've tried it once or twice. I'm not a huge fan of Hunter right now, but I do think it can work.
Yeah, Space Pilgrim says share that list. Maybe we'll post something in the Discord. Like getting there is also a problem, especially in Hunter. There's like 1 buff for shooting. It's like 2 things get to reroll 1s to wound, which is like a very mediocre. It's like, okay, I thought about a Thunderstrike in Hunter with another vehicle, so they shoot, they both wound on. They both 3-roll 1s to wound, and you get +1 to wounds. Like a Vindicator plus a Thunderstrike is actually kind of nice. The Vindicator wounding on 2s re-rolling is kind of very nice, and it like makes it a reliable thing. Yeah, some interesting ideas there.
Yeah, well, that's funny. Just maybe even not in Hunter, possibly even in something else, maybe in Stormlamps, running MSU, the little 3-man head takers, all the wolves. Like you'd actually have the little pieces to play that weird trading game with like Eldar or something.
Oh, Eldar, man.
I don't know how well it would do into like
other
stuff.
Against
Eldar
and like Atari. Yeah. especially with like the changes to like Armor of Contempt and a lot of defensive strats. It's not the whole phase; it's only one activation. So like a lot of times people don't want to Armor of Contempt into like 3 head takers, but if you charge them with 6 head takers that are 2 units, Armor of Contempt loses a lot of value. A lot of defensive strats lose a lot of value. Interrupt gets a lot more problematic, but because Logan and Calidus exist, we can make interrupts cost 3, and then you just start where if you're doing the full send, you just start where the Vect isn't.
Yeah. Oh, I have to say a tangent. Raven Guard have a new detachment. They have a Vect on the Phobos Lieutenant, Combat Lieutenant, and he's so good.
Zach Point, my game 4. He had that Combi Lieutenant guy, and I told him I think that's the strongest model in the game right now because it's 100 points.
It's 100 points for a lone op reactive 6 Vect is so good.
Yeah.
My problem is somehow in some way everyone just sends like whatever they have and goes to kill him like 5. I just get him killed so early on in most of the games that I've been playing, unfortunately. But I think to Logan, and I'm like, Logan's only 10 points more and is like infinitely more durable, except for the lone up. But like
because the
Logan,
Terminators.
The Terminators as well. Yeah, having a durable Vect is a huge deal because Calidus is annoying, but Calidus just folds.
She just dies. Yeah.
Yeah. Logan with 5 Terminators can just disrupt your entire opponent's game plan.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
In my current list, I'm running both, but like the Calidus is really there to hop in, be a Vect for a turn, fail her 9-inch charge, and then die. That's like what she's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played against Sisters last Wednesday, and he moved up with Morvenvol's unit and another unit because he was trying to kill Logan's unit, and he spent the strat to shoot Logan's unit to give them like sustained lethal, some bonuses, killed a few Terminators, but then failed his charge. He had a 6 in charge and failed it, and he had only had 3 CP on the turn, and he spent the 2 to do the other strat, so now he couldn't do the reroll. So Morvenvol was just standing there in front of the whole army, and 3 Redemptors. I oathed her, and her unit just got picked up by 3 Redemptors.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I say. If you have 3 CPs, you have 1 strat. So if you want to make sure you make this charge, you better not be doing that extra little tacky stuff on your shooting and stuff. Like, you have to save it.
Yeah. Shooting lists can get around our Vect, or can get around Vect pretty easily, but melee lists or like mixed lists like Sisters or like Eldari, anybody that wants to do both, it's a struggle to be outside of our Vect because we also have the 6-inch reactive strat and a lot of our detachments, Beast Slayer, Stormlance, Gladius.
Yeah, it's quite powerful. Vect is underutilized, I think.
It's why Logan will always be in my list. Even if I take the Terminators out, I still will just have Logan running around like a crazy person.
Yeah, because you're like, oh my god, my opponent's like fight on death unit is 2 CP fight on death. We'll just wreck my turn. We'll just disrupt my whole turn. But my opponent only has 2 CP. Now he can't, or that he is on 1 CP and needs to heroic, and now he can't. It just changes. It just completely changes what you can do and what you can't do.
Oh yeah, and there's plenty of times I'll charge someone. I'm like, oh, you have 2 CP? Okay, I'm starting on the side Logan's not on because you can't do anything over here. You can't interrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how did Wolves do this weekend?
I have no clue.
You want to pull up the stat sheet and see? Yeah, we did hear of one GT win for Wolves. Shout out to Hunter Nichols. We're going to try to get him onto the pod.
Yeah. He was running a weird list. I looked at his list a little bit because it won. Yeah, he had Murder Fang with no Wolfen.
And a Storm Raven.
Yeah, I really like the Murder Fang and Storm Raven plan. That was really funny to me.
Neil's insane. So we're going to try to get him on the podcast. We'll see. He's tentatively scheduled this week. We'll see if schedule things can line up. But his list is just insane. Like, it's just
Well, both the lists that have won GTs, just like when we saw Z's list, he was running double land raider. Like, they have been lists that haven't been like, oh, that's not what we've all been running and thinking was good. But then you haven't seen anybody duplicate the success with those lists. It was like, did they just get a weird run of the right matchups and the right layouts and the right opponents? Or are those lists actually Like Hunter's makes a little more sense, but Z's list was just like really weird.
Oh man, this is tough.
Yeah, there we are.
44%.
Oh,
All right, let's see. Can we break it down to date?
that was just this weekend, right? Or
this is 9/28/25. How we?
Is that AdMech at the top? That makes sense.
Yeah, 59%. Yeah.
Wow.
AdMech is brutal for us. I had to fight them in a GT or an RTT semi-recently, and I think he tabled me turn 4. Like, it was a rough game.
Now, here's the only bonus is if we stay here at this 44, if we stay below the 45, maybe they'll take some of the stuff they did to us back.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is we were at like 53, 54% win rate when they nerfed us. We were below the 55% win rate, and they still nerfed us with like one GT win. It's crazy.
Yeah, so Gladius looks sitting here at 53 still. Stormlance and Beast doesn't actually say the number here, but
maybe like
this 40. Is 40%, so it's like 43-ish, maybe 45. Saga the Bolt 25.
Hunter at 0. How many? Oh my god, this is bad. We were just talking about Hunter being good.
Yeah, it doesn't even. It won't even because when I click on here, it shows how many people played. Maybe it might not even have played. I don't see well, somebody played and they didn't win any game, so it won't even give me a.
Maybe they dropped it in the first round or something. Who knows?
Yeah, I think out of the 3 Space Wolf detachments, Hunter is the roughest. Like,
yes,
I think if you start losing with Hunter, you really start losing with Hunter.
Absolutely. Yeah. DJ is saying, don't believe the propaganda. Wolves rule. Just player haters at GW.
Yeah.
No, wolves do rule, and the fluff, and then the lore, and what looks coolest, but GW just won't let us do it on the tabletop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it looks like Gladius is still the most successful way to run wolves right now. And this Stormlance, that's even with the bolstering of Forest from LVO, I think.
Yeah, Stormlance this past weekend, also the GT win this past weekend.
Yeah.
I think at LVO, there was like 12 of us running wolves, and me and one other person were Stormlance. Everyone else was Beast Slayer. Beast Slayer is like, I think Gladius is probably still the most popular, but Beast Slayer is definitely more popular in like higher end events.
Yeah, Beast Slayer has we kind of have a damage problem. Beast Slayer really helps with that.
Yeah.
And Marines are sitting here at 43.
Yeah. What does their faction breakout look like, I wonder?
Shadowmark at 62. Stormlamps in the 50s.
Yeah.
And then we have the 40s. Forge Seekers at 36. First Company Anvil at 0.
But caveat, I took Shadowmark. It is a little too good. It just has all the tools. It synergizes way too well. There's so many things you can do. Yeah, it's just a little too good.
What is funny as much as... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Just the repositioning of Shadowmark is it's so fast. It's fast and long range. So it's just every turn you just get to land wherever and get lines of shots. Like, it's really good.
Yeah, and Centurion Devastators are balanced. They're very good at shooting. They shoot really hard. They don't need oath, but they move 4 inches. So they're balanced as they are. When you can teleport them every turn behind your opponent and shoot 2 different things, hitting on 2s rolling, and then wounding on likely 2s, it just hurts. Yeah, it's just not cool.
I had someone send me a wolf list to look at earlier today, and they're like, they had sense in it, and I'm like, that's only good in the Raven Guard detachment.
Yeah.
Like, don't bring 4-inch move sense in regular wolves.
You know, honestly, I thought about including 3 of them. Just strategic reserving and then jumping them on the long angle and just sitting there all game, 165 points. It's like the same as a Lancer.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't have the points for it because I put 20 Terminators and 2 characters in reserve.
The 20 Terminator list looks like a lot of fun. It's expensive as hell, but it's like...
Well, it just plays into the try to kill me.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking about even doing it in Stormlance, running all the Thunderwolves up and then just dropping right there behind them. And I'm like, yes, the Thunderwolves get here quicker, but they die faster. So you finally get through the Thunderwolves, now get through the Terminators.
And then Stormlance is kind of weird for our Terminators because it kind of gives our Terminators fight first. because if it's their turn, we fight first, and if it's our turn, we just fall back and charge. So it's Stormlance is like pseudo fights first on all of our guys.
Yes.
That's interesting. Yeah.
What's kind of say to the Gladius, just the turn I need to pop tactical and like.
Yeah.
DJ's got a good question. Let me see if I can pop it open. Oops.
Oh, wrong one.
Let's try it again. Added 6 bricks of plasma inceptors in my Stormlance. Changed the game. They gave me the shooting damage and forced opponents to screen more tightly. Took a lot of heat off of the Thunderwolf cavalry. Yeah, I've actually included a lot of plasma scepters in my Stormlance list because you can add the sustained. They deep strike, they shoot. It's like the one thing that can improve on damage in Stormlance, apart from the lance strat. I really like them, and they're just very expensive, and sometimes they don't punch up at all.
Yep.
Like only on 5s, twin linked into vehicles, you just don't hit it sometimes, and you just cry. And they need those. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on if you're building into the whole what seems to be the way GW wants us to play, and the way we're successful is I'm super hard to kill. Then they don't really play into that. They're just some more of a try to do damage. And they're the same. They're more points than another 6-man Thunderwolf squad.
Mm-hmm.
As far as shooting screens go, they're like amazing. But
yes,
again, intercessors have been doing so much work for me. Just the basic intercessors. Not that like they're good at killing Marines. The plasma inceptors are like really good at killing like Marine screens.
Mm-hmm.
Because for us, in Stormlands, for instance, advanced shoot and charge with those guys.
Yep.
And they're fast and they fly and they're infantry, but I think it just comes down to the points, and they're just too expensive for me.
Yeah, they're strong. They're very strong. They did a lot of work for me in Shadowmark Talon. Sometimes with Oath, sometimes without.
Yeah.
Well, Shadowmark, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but I think if we're playing into the whole, I'm just going to get to the middle and be hard to kill. The screens are normally in the middle, so you get to charge them to get to where you want to be. So it's like, I don't think if you're running that type of build, you're really that worried about the screens.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the list. Yeah.
Yes, as long as they're not a screen that can jail you, but then once they're positioned, shooting is after the movement phase anyway, so you might as well be charging them to get the movement.
So here's an interesting thing that I did pick up from my games on Raven Guard that I think might be a takeaway is a 3-man bolter inceptors are actually a lot better than you think they might be. Like we've got a damage 5 problem. Like I'm not gonna pretend that they're gonna punch up into knights and do a crazy amount of damage. No, they're not really. What they are amazing at is like dropping in and picking off your opponent's screens in their backfield. Like just dropping in 6, picking off 10 cultists without Oath. Or maybe not 10 cultists, but like dropping in on Marines and handing Marines, here's 8 saves. And because I 6-inch deep strike, you don't have cover because I'm just 6 inches away from you. So like maybe those Marines just die and fold, or like, oh, JPI squad is now a 2-man, or like, oh, I've got engage on all fronts, or oh, I've got behind enemy lines. Like they just did more damage than I expected them to without Oath. And I was like very happy with them. The 3-man, not that much investment. And yeah, I'm like actually considering including them in Wolves.
Yeah, I don't mind a little 3-man Inceptor squad. I've used to run them a lot, and like them, especially back when they still did the 3-inch. Then like I almost always took them.
Yeah, the 3-inch was very good.
Yes.
There, yeah. 6 is still pretty good, but
yeah, I've got 6 of each sitting on the shelf.
Mm-hmm. I think they're a little silly models, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the first wave of Primaris, some of it was a little wonky looking.
What waves were the Desolation Marines in?
That's like the
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's that. That was, yes, they're a strange looking unit.
One of my more recent lists had a 5-man Desolation squad in it.
What
time? It's 200 points for 5 Marine bodies. I couldn't do it, but like so much of what I lose to is a bunch of these like little elf guys that can screen me really well, and just the indirect shooting from the Desolation Marines are like perfect for that.
Well, Aiden was talking one time. We were talking. He was like, "Well, if you take a Whirlwind or Desolation and just replace your infiltrators that you're already paying 100 points for, you're only playing only 100 or 90." I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." So then I did that. I didn't break the infiltrators. I brought a Whirlwind, And my first game was into Tau, and Farsight deep struck back near the whirlwind because I didn't have the infiltrators.
Oh, no.
All right, nope. I was like, I am not leaving home without the infiltrators ever again.
DJ's got a point. I have not tried this, but I've read a lot of Beast Slayer lists. What about Desolation Marines and Beast Slayer? First off, they get lethals.
Yeah, in the list that I had them in, it was Beast Slayer because of that.
Yep.
Exactly. They get lethals. They punch up a little bit in tanks. They just can add like chip 2 or 3 wounds off a Rhino here and there randomly. The big thing that I think is amazing is they can give -2 move and charge to any vehicle, character, or monster on the board, just like period. So like Calgar squad, -2 move and charge. Like, okay, so maybe they still advance. They're just like a little farther back, but then you pair that with the reactive move. Even if you're an inch away from them, they end an inch away. You reactive 6, 7 inches, and they're -2 charge. So it's a 9 charge if they end an inch away from you. So it can be such a good denial. I don't know. I love that idea. I just haven't played it.
Yep, I can see them. I mean, yeah, you get the indirect, and then when they need them to, they step out, fire the super cracks. Like, I just wish they were a little cheaper.
Yeah.
200 points for 5 Marines is like crazy.
Because once they pop out, they're not that hard to remove. So it's like they got to make that 200 points back with just indirect from the back, which into some armies is almost useless. I mean, like Eldar's good, but in some armies, like he's saying Custodes, say you're fighting knights or something, like, cool, whatever. So the one time you step out with the super crack, you've really got to get your 200 points back in that game.
This is a question for you guys. No real play in Saga the Bold. Is it too much Hero Hammer? Gives advantage charge, lethal, second oath. Yeah, bold.
Well, my bold list, it's one I'm going to play around with. 2 head taker squads, both with a character. 2 big Terminator squads, both with characters. It's just going to be big bricks with characters, so everything other than like the infiltrators or like the impulsors benefits from the strat, so you don't even have to think about it.
Are you planning on running Bjorn in the bold list?
Yes.
You have to. Those strats are so amazing.
I plan on running Bjorn in every list.
Yeah. Bold has an enhancement that can give you CP every time something becomes bolded. Yeah. But Bjorn is so needed for the early game CP, in my opinion.
Well, absolutely. I'd rather have the guaranteed one than the. And it's nice to have it at the start of your turn.
Yeah.
Ooh, and you know what is even more durable than Wolfguard Terminators? Wolfguard Terminators with -1 damage.
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
Yep, and then one of the things I liked about Fenris was the charge thing. Well, now you have a strat for 2 CP. You can do it with any of your character units.
Combi Lieutenant standing up on a 2-up. I mean, this is also one of the most annoying models in the game.
I just never seem to pull it off right. Either they don't kill him at all, and I'm like, I wasted 25 points, or he just dies in a spot and then into shooting, and then they charge him and still pick him up, and he really just gave him extra movement. So it's like, I'd rather put it on like the Wolf Priest or something if I was going to take it in a squad.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wolf Priest, Wolfguard Battle Leader to fight on death twice. That'd be funny.
I was wondering about that, how that worked, because once he fights on death, he's removed from play. Which removed from play used to be different than dying. So I don't know if him being removed from play still allows him to trigger the other thing.
I think it's go ahead.
I was just going to say that's a weird interaction.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I had that thought, so I just wasn't sure if it actually worked that way or not. So I haven't done it. But if it does, if we can confirm that actually works that way, then yes, that would be the guy to put it on.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled a 2, I fight you. Oh, I rolled a 2, I'm still here.
Man.
Oh, you killed me again? You piled in and killed me? Well, I'll be at the end of the phase. Oh, the next turn, they'd have to charge. They'd probably just shoot him at that point the second time. But they'd probably kill him on their turn, so now he pops up on his turn. I guess you could charge back then and make them kill him in combat, so he can still fight either way. So yeah, I think there's some play there with that guy.
Yeah, and it also helps secure the like deeds worthy of Saga of still like being on an objective, like your expansion objective. If you just throw Wolfguard Battle Leader out there and he dies and stands back up, he holds your expansion. So that's kind of cool.
Well, you know, it also does that really well. Deep striking 10 Terminators with a character on it turn 1.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I think in my Stormlights list, I was trying 2x5. I might go to 1x10 with Arjack leading because Arjack is just so good.
Mm-hmm.
He's needed for us in particular because we don't have the anti-vehicle anywhere else other than him.
Yeah.
Because I might go back to, like, I was playing around with it in one of the lists. It might have been the Bolt list. I don't have it in front of me. We went back to the 10x5.
Mm-hmm.
Which in Gladius, I was having good success. That's what I did so well at Nova with, was alternating Logan and Arjack, who's with the 10 and who's with the 5 based on the matchup.
I like the 1-5 and the 1-10 for that because you can kind of be like, okay, I'm fighting this. Okay, the Vect is more important, or the fight on death is more important.
Well, especially in the melee matchups, I'd put Logan with the 10-man,
Yeah.
so I could auto fight on death, and then Arjack's squad still had the 4-up.
Yeah.
So I had double fight on death there.
That's really fun. Yeah, so Forrest, I have a very funny story about this past weekend to tell you, and I'd love your thoughts on it. So I'm going to this tournament. I see the new Raven Guard detachment, and it's really fun. So I'm building pamphlet models. We talked to you about you running LVO, and it looks you're doing really well. You actually won against the Shadow Mark Talon, and your advice to the Stormlights players was decide in the game, in the very early game or before the game, can I kill this list? Yes or no. If not, die slowly, on objectives.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's really fun. Let me try it. So it's Thursday night. I'm thinking, oh, do I want to switch to Wolves last minute to this tournament? So I play test a game on TTS against my friend Mark Hertel, former LVO winner. He's got his double Redeemer, Gilliman, Calgar, Crusader, plus a bunch of stuff like
just that pile of stuff. Yeah.
Triple Land Raider, Calgar, Gilliman, Tiggy, just infinite damage.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can't kill this list. Let me try to take his advice and die slowly. And it didn't work. I died really fast. I put out my whole army on a turn. I put out like 9 or 12 Thundercav, 10 Terminators, 2 characters, plus 1 or 2 other units. And I had, I think, 5 Thundercav at the end of that player turn. And I was like, wow, this is tough.
There are a few lists that can actually just pick us up, and that's one of them. Like
yes,
that list, there's a few Eldari lists running around right now. AdMech, there's a few AdMech lists running around right now that there's nothing we can do. Like if we present 2,000 points, they'll kill 2,000 points. Like there's a few lists out there that really are just like, oh yeah, we'll kill whatever you present.
To conclude this story,
was rough. Yeah,
it was rough. I did not switch to Wolves last minute for this tournament. I did end up winning. I did end up playing back-to-back 2 Land Raider lists, like the triple Land Raider list, exact same back-to-back in the semifinals and finals. And I did have the damage to punch through with Raven Guard, which is kind of crazy if you think about it.
They do though. Like their damage is crazy good.
Yeah, I was thinking about how I could have died slower. And I just couldn't really come up with a lot of ways. Double Oath, +1 to wound, overwatching Redeemers, killing half a Thunderwolf squad. Like, it just is so difficult.
Well, they get around a lot of the things that we do well.
Yep, Gilliman being 4 damage, standing back up.
Yeah, there's stuff that wounds us on 2s. Oh, they get +1 to wound. They're still wounding us on 2s.
Yeah.
Like that's like a lot of times that's the break point with the Terminators. Like, nope, you're wounding me on 3s now, so little less gets through. Now they're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Terminators are durable with a -1 to wound, but the second someone stacks that +1 to wound on top of it, they really do start to fold.
Well, you take away their one rule that makes them a special way.
I have to say it. A good oath with +1 to wound is not balanced. It is too powerful. It is too powerful. My intercessors were like shooting a knight and like planking 4 wounds. And I was like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? It's crazy, man.
I don't know how many times like Scott that plays here. Look, he's just a little salamander player we have. And every once in a while, like he'll almost just beat me out of nowhere just because all his little stuff is wounding way better than it should be, and I'm like, this just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Super Oak is not
cool. Yeah, Salamanders are a rough match for Wolves because we're a big charge army and they're a big Overwatch army. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and also I think out in their new detachment or new character says pick a unit and all the Meltas and Flamers get full rolls to wound against it, and then you're like, oh, that Thundercab unit gone. It just is gone.
That's Vulcan Heston. He did that before because he even did that in their other detachment because they have immolation protocols in their new detachment, and it's only 1 CP instead of 2, and that's the one where they get mortals and all their flame weapons. So just run the 10-man flamer unit, and then with full rerolls to wound, looking for 6s, it can pop off because it's not capped.
So yeah, I need to get better at dying slower.
Yes.
So one of my big advice against the Redeemer list is you just send 1 unit a turn at it and hopefully tie it up. And you just try to charge from past a wall. So there was a Grey Knights player I fought at an RTT a few weeks ago, and he had a Redeemer. I dealt no damage. I might have dealt 1 or 2 damage throughout the game, but it never moved because every turn I would send a scout, and then on his turn, the scouts would die. And then I would send a Fenrisian Wolf. And then on his turn, the Fenrisian, nothing lived. But I just was like, okay, that Redeemer is not going to shoot anything of value for this game.
Yeah.
Same with Necron's DDAs. There are a few vehicles out there that are their numbers are so good into us, the 4 damage flat railguns or the 622 Redeemers. It's a really good profile into us. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to see where you can see now and then just keep you locked in place. And hopefully you don't have fall back and shoot.
That's really the best way to play that. Scouts are incredible at that. In fact, the first couple of games I won against Mark, the Redeemer list, Scouts started 9 away from the Redeemers and he moved up and I reactive 6 closer to him to say you're not getting anything past these Scouts. You're going to kill them, but then you're off the objectives for another turn or 2.
Yeah, at high level 40K, move blocking is such a skill to, 1, have access to with your army, but 2, just to learn to do correctly.
Yeah.
If you play somebody oh, they brought this list, but they don't know how to do that, and you kill them, and then you play somebody oh, I'm going to jump these 5 warp spiders over, and your whole army can't move. Oh, well, I've been crushing Eldar all weekend. Yeah, because they weren't using their units. When someone knows fully optimal, Folger or somebody, oh, I just, it's just a completely different game than just playing a normal Eldar player you run into at your local store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Eldari players that try to build the Space Marine line of shooting, and they're okay, this is your line, this is my line, and then they shoot. And you're okay, I can beat this Eldari list, but the Eldari list that flicker jump 21 so that my Thunderwolf get a 1-inch charge next turn, I'm just
Yeah, it's brutal. It's so brutal. Yeah. We're fast, but I just play the Eldar army where everything in the army moves minimum 17 inches. I'm not even joking, minimum 17, the whole army. And I was okay, you're just going to get wherever you want.
We're also fast in Stormlands. We are very fast given correct situations. No enemy units, no terrain, there's enough open, there's a lot of the Blood Angels or anybody with infantry and fly is a really good combination of keywords right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's why I like our Terminators so much. Even though Terminators are half the distance, right? 6 instead of 12. And I feel like my Terminators get to the fight more often than my Thunderwolf lately.
Yeah. Well, one, if you can bring them in better, they can move through terrain.
Yeah.
And then they don't die as easy. So it's more of them, they have longer to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Funny off topic, Peaches. Thank you for this. Figured out via chit-chatting at his daughter's dance class. Older than Google, turned 31. Is he a Grey Hunter yet? Peaches, I turned 31 this year too. So does that qualify as Grey Hunter?
Well, Grey Hunter, really, you don't necessarily go from Bloodclaw to Grey Hunter based off age. It's once your fire cools, once your Bloodclaws are just untamed. Some people stay Bloodclaws forever. If Ragnar didn't become a Wolf Lord, he'd still be a Bloodclaw.
That's actually true.
So it's really, have you calmed down to stop doing all the crazy stuff you did in your 20s? If yes, then you're a Grey Hunter. If not, no, then you're still a Bloodclaw.
I think based off of the fact that he's at his daughter's dance class, he sounds like he's not a reckless, person. I think he sounds like a great hunter.
Well, it depends. Is he sober at his daughter's dance class, or is he hitting on the dance instructor mom? Like you don't know. I've seen plenty of dads that are blood balls. Like the boyfriend shows up, he's at the door with the shotgun. That dad's still a blood ball. Like you can still be slightly responsible and still not be a gray hunter.
Yeah. Which, funny enough, I just finished all of the Ragnar books. Incredible.
Oh, nice.
Some of the best I've read.
Oh yeah.
But gosh, I don't want to spoil it, but I do want to talk. I can't spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it. They're great books. Go read them.
Yep.
I had a lot of fun with them. Ragnar is a great character.
Yeah, they're all on the audiobooks too.
Mm-hmm.
I read them when they came out, but I just went back through them when I was doing a bunch of traveling through audiobooks.
Yeah, spoil it. I can't read. Well, not half Space Wolf players can't read anyway. So
yeah. That's why I said audiobook. You can hear. Have this. Grab some meat and have the Scald tell you the story through audiobook.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other Space Wolf books you guys would recommend?
Battle of the Fang is really, really good.
Good.
And then the ones in the Horse Heresy, like the Burning of Prospero and stuff like that. I mean, pretty much anyone you can find. The Wolf, like I don't think I've ever read a Space Wolf book that I didn't enjoy.
We're a little biased, but yeah.
Yeah.
A little biased. Yeah.
I got to fight Thousand Suns actually a few days ago. It was 30 Terminators, and that was a really fun list to fight. Yeah. They're tough. They're just they also have the -1 to wound, but just all the time, not if your strength is higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there has to be a sorcerer in there, but there's always a sorcerer in there.
Yes.
And like their Terminators it's a good list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Thousand Suns are struggling right now, but like I think they're doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, TJ, the Omnibus is good. It's just a combination of a bunch of books that used to be individual books. They just combined them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thousand Suns are still scary to me. They're another army that can, like with right build, and just have infinite damage.
Yep. Luckily, they got all the points hikes and rules changes.
Yeah, they're not doing well, but they can really focus down one target like really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But yeah, before they got hit, I was a lot more scared of them.
Yeah.
Now their stuff isn't as reliable because if the first guy fails it, they can't do it again.
Back when I was running Saga of Russ, I had no fear of Grey Knights or any psychic army because I could just go Saga the Bear and just be like, oh, I'm just immune to damage. This is nice. But
Champions of Russ, I miss it so much.
Why did you bring it up, Forrest?
So every time I play, I bring it up. Every time I'm like, you know what would be really good right now?
Oh, strength 5 problem? Sure. This is going to be sustained lethal everywhere.
Lance +1 AP, advance and charge, fall back and charge, shoot and charge, advance and shoot.
Armor
+1 OC.
I miss Logan's Waw turn. The reroll all charges and all hits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember playing right after when they changed it. I really had to like start thinking. I'm like, oh, I really shouldn't charge multiple things. Because before I'm like, oh, I'll oath whatever I'm going to shoot. And now like oath is so important.
Yes.
Like,
what's another reason I like bold? I think it is. There's a strat to give one unit reroll to hits in combat.
Yeah. No, bold has the best stratagems out of the 3 in the book. Bold is by far the best strats. It's by far the worst army rule, but it's the best strats.
Mm-hmm. And actually some of the best enhancements. One of them, like there's 2 combat enhancements that are actually both really good. Like +1 attack or +2 attacks if you're it's +2 attacks if you're surrounded by more enemies, and then +3 if you completed a saga. The other one's like +2 strength and +1 damage if you completed a saga, so you can get like a damage 3.
Damage is big.
Yeah. Damage 3 Wolfguard Battle Leader is scary.
I do like the new Logan rules, though. So I don't know. I'd like to get Russ back, but I don't know if I'd changed Bjorn having the +1 CP and Logan having the Vect in the turn 1 for the old rules.
Arjack is better. The Wolfguard Terminators are better.
Yeah.
The Thunderwolves are actually better, but they just can't get a leader.
The Thunderwolves are better. The Thunderwolf unit is worse.
Yes, 100%.
Right? Yeah.
If they had Blood Surge back, oh, that would be so.
Oh, because you have the character yet. Yeah, so you have extra move. The
Lethals
regular
and Blood
guys being
Surge.
3 damage on the charge is nice, and that AP2 is cool. But now the dog staying at 1, it just makes it a really weird skew to swing into certain things. When everything was damage 2, it was nice. So now it's like
the damage
3
2
damage
is
and
also
1 damage is weird.
Yeah, our damage 2 was really good because it got around half damage.
Yes.
And I always ran into Catans, so it's like, oh, half damage. I'm like, not really though. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Avatar. Catan still had the Forp and the Feel No Pain. They were still a pain to kill.
Super.
Yeah.
That Avatar though, I would pick up an Avatar with a 6-man every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the -1 damage killed me, and the 2-up with AOC. So overall, like I do like the improvements to Thundercav.
Yeah. That's another thing. Bolt doesn't have AOC, which is weird. They have -1 damage, which is like probably better for our Terminators because you can still go to ground against shooting. But like, I don't know, like.
Well, against those Riptides charging up or the DDA, it's like,
yeah,
you're only killing 1 for every 2 failed.
Yeah, 4 health, -1 damage. Like you start walking into Dark Angel territory, right? And it's just great.
Well, and even then, in Bold, I actually still like head takers because now.
Yeah.
They can survive a lot of stuff. Oh, you're 2 damage? No, you're 1. Hit me with something 3 damage, which there is a decent amount of 3 damage right now, especially if playing to like a. I don't remember with that, but you make it 2 damage. Now it takes an extra to get through there. Like it could just be really, really cool.
No, it's more and more people are getting 3 damage. Like our whole book is 3 damage, right? Like we have a ton of 3 damage.
Force is back again. Yeah. Force.
Yeah, Aiden's keeping him in his basement now, so we were gonna, time now. Aiden kidnapped him.
Oh man, I'm trying to collect all the best Space Wolf players. So
yeah, but no, we offered Forrest to come on any Tuesday he wanted, and so anytime he's available, hopefully he'll be on with us.
No, thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
we got to get some leaders for Thunderwolf. We do need some leaders for Thunderwolves.
Yes,
desperately.
I was hoping we'd keep one.
It's weird we lost the named ones because I kind of understand not wanting to give us generic ones.
Yeah.
Because
the Herald and Canis,
Yeah, but like it's weird that we lost. Although Hounds of Mordecai getting removed, like I'd never ran Hounds of Mordecai, but like when everyone was like theorizing like what units were getting removed, I was like, well, Hounds of Mordecai are staying. Like
yes,
well, yeah, because they just came out last edition.
Like I was so unsure about everything except Hounds of Mordecai. I was like 100% they're staying in, and they're like, that's gone. I'm like, why?
One of the new kits. We had a whole tier list of what we think is staying, what we think is going. Another thing that we knew we thought was going to stay, the Flyers. We're like, they're new models, like newish models.
Newish, right? Yeah, I have one of each still.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh well, honestly, it's sad. They're cool. Like I kind of like the aesthetic of them. But I'm grateful that Flyers are becoming less of a thing. Flyers are just not balanceable.
Yeah, but I was shocked we lost Longfangs.
It's weird we lost Longfangs and still can't take Devastators.
Well, I said, and we kept Blood Claws and Grey Hunters. So like all the tiers of what, like they're still in the lore. Like where are the Longfangs?
No, Longfangs have been around since I think we were the first army that could split fire. Longfangs were like the only unit that could split fire back in the day.
Yeah, and we've always, I don't know if always, but pretty much always been able to take the extra weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, if you are going to build Desolation Marines, dear God, don't use those models. Build Longfangs. Build some cool Space Wolf Longfangs.
I have 30 Desolation Marines from when the beginning of 10th was a thing. I went to Tacoma with 30 Desolators and a Crusader Knight. And I was like, Space Wolves. And they're like, why Space Wolves? And I was like, Space Wolves. Like, that was it.
We got something funny here from Jordan.
What's that?
Fascinating. Some tech. Logan's ability to bring in 5 Fenrisian Wolves 9 inches from the enemy deployment turn 1 and then reactive free to jail them. That's fantastic. That is brilliant.
That's hilarious. That would be funny. On the right layout, that could be funny, yeah.
Like a vehicle list?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's pretty good.
That is brilliant.
more and more I'm putting my Fenrisian Wolves as my only things in reserve. So I'm like, they can come in turn 1. So that's funny.
Jordan, I'm going to steal that and tell everyone that I thought of it.
Perfect.
Well, then I have to tell people it's a bad idea. I was going to give Jordan credit, but if Aiden thought of it, then
Then
wasting Logan's building on a 40-point unit.
The DJV guy was saying not being able to take half the enhancements in Stormlance is rough. I took a 6-man biker squad with the chaplain with the enhancement to come in turn 1. So turn 1, Logan brought in 6 Thunderwolves on one side, and the bikers came in on the other side. So turn 1, I had and then I just kind of sent through, and then 9-inch charge, I failed half, so 1 made it. So I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
And then you take Bjorn, you 21 inch advance the 3rd squad, and you have 3 squads just sending up.
Right, just full send it.
Honestly, full send it. No, I have been thinking about that. Speaking of, so I got invited to Worlds, and I'm like, oh man, I don't really know if I want to play Raven Guard at Worlds. I'm not going to win. I'm not going to go in pretending I'm going to win. Let me just take a fun list. So I thought of what if I just ran all mounted? Stormlance with all the maximum mounted units. It was a funny idea, and I'm like, oh, I could auto advance 21, bring in Logan squad, and then there's another Hunter and Stake, and just send them.
The Outriders aren't bad. You just can't think of them as Thunderwolf Cav, because they just die, right? They're T5, 3-up armor. That's it. Compared to Thunderwolf Cav, they just die. But they're fast. They have some guns. They hit pretty hard. With the chaplain, they hit actually really good. They
do some damage here and there.
Yeah, a 3-man, it's an 80-point unit that does pretty well, which it's always it's great to have another 80-point unit that does pretty well.
Yeah. I actually use them as 3-man skirmishers, and they're fantastic. Screeners, skirmishers, 80 points is incredible.
And if you do use them in Stormlance and they go and take an objective, and the person's like, okay, I'll put a few bullets in them, and that's their only real turn is just clearing them, you can give them the -1 to hit and wound.
Yes.
So all of a sudden makes them pretty tanky.
And the strength 5/2 damage, they clear out little marine units pretty easily when they charge in too.
Yeah, with the bike chaplain, I think at one point I was taking Fury of the Storm on a bike chaplain with the Outriders, and now he starts to turn really scary. He's strength 8, AP 3 damage +1 to wound. It was wow, that's pretty solid.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he slaps pretty good. Yeah, but now that he gets the Outrider rule when they charge.
Yeah.
Interesting. Peach has got an interesting idea. Wolfendread and Vanguard is slept on. Even more durable as it surge move to getting shot. Maybe worth looking at, say, with an Iron Priest. Wolfendreads are interesting. Blood Surge on a vehicle unit and monster unit is way more or less valuable than Blood Surge on an infantry or non-shootable unit.
Yeah.
Our Venerable Dreads are pretty tempting to me in Stormlance in particular.
Why is that?
For the +1 to advance and charge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now all those charges are 8-inch charges.
And then he himself is pretty fast, so he can keep up. It's another 2-up armor, 4-up invul, T whatever guy that you don't really want to shoot at. He's a little too expensive at 140, but he's pretty big. It's still the old Dreadnought, right? So he's about this big. His aura gives the +1 to advance and charge. It also means that when I can, the Logan's unit, it's an 8-inch rerollable instead of a 9, which changes the math quite a lot.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Coming in turn 1, much more reliable.
I think the Blood Surge Wolfendread is good into certain things, but by and large, good players can play around the Blood Surge because everyone's learning about the Blood Surge because World Eaters right now are getting more popular, and people are like, oh, so you have to Blood Surge into him? And I'm like, yeah.
Well, and all my local players around here know Blood Surge from when I was running Wolf Jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thunderwolf, you couldn't shoot anymore after they Blood Surge. Once you connected, you're like, haha, I'm safe. The Wolfendread connects, and then they're like, okay, and then they just kill him anyway, right?
Yeah, that's the problem with the monster vehicle Blood Surges. They just don't have the same I'm going to completely flip the scenario on its head because you can't shoot me anymore. So interesting he mentions Vanguard because I'm playing new Vanguard with Raven Guard. I'm like, wait a second, this actually wouldn't be bad for wolves. Like, yeah, it doesn't provide wolves directly a lot of buffs, but let me tell you, like the shooting and mobility it provides to other units with potentially the durability and fighting of wolves. I was like, wait, what do I want to build a wolves Vanguard list now? I'm like questioning, like, interesting. The -1 to hit and cover is great for getting into combat.
Yeah.
Like
And
60 weapons, pretty
and
solid.
you can do the Vect Combi Lieutenant in that detachment too, right?
Vect, Combi Lieutenant Vect, Logan Vect, and also
Calidus.
Yeah,
yes.
we talked about that when we first built that list. We want to do the Troll 3 Vect
triple Vect. That would be so funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I've thought about it.
There's your list for Worlds, Aiden.
Triple Vect. How many Vects can we fit in a list?
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah. Jordan's asking if we saw the Murder Fang Stormraven combo list. Yeah, we talked about it a second ago, but it's crazy.
Yeah. Is that Hunter's list?
Hunter's list.
Yeah.
That's a really rough list to pilot. I was like looking at the units and I was like, man, if you miss position or if you fuck up, like it goes south really fast. More power to them for winning, right? Like that's great.
Incredible. But yeah, you're so low on units because you have this big brick of like 400 point unit, 280 point unit. You got like another couple 200 point units, and you're like, there's not a lot in that list. Actions, nope.
Yeah, we'll hopefully be able to confirm it tomorrow, but we're hoping to have Hunter come on and talk about his list and his run on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you guys gonna want to get into? Any other questions from chat?
Still go. Peaches the Destroyer was talking about running 2 of them with the Iron Priest. I don't think it's bad. I just think the 4-up invul units we can spam. So, and it's just we already get move blocked so easily.
Yeah.
Having like a vehicle melee threat is rough for us in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where my thing normally comes out. It's not like, oh, I think this is bad. It's I only have 2,000 points and I like these other things better.
Yeah.
Like if I could just take every unit in our book, I would, but it's like by the time I take, because I like the big bricks of Terminators and some Redemptors or some Thunderwolves, I'm like, I don't have the points for these dreads. I need to have at least an infiltrator squad and I need, we're going to try to win off primary, but I need to do a little bit of secondary play in these games.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
But yeah, if you weren't running all the big bricks of stuff like I enjoy doing, then yeah, you could swap it out for some Terminators or Dreadnoughts or something. And yeah, I don't think that it's bad. It's just not the play style I'm looking to play.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe as a closing thought, just like something to throw out there, I got in this invite to Worlds, but it's like with Raven Guards, but I want to take Wolves. I mentioned it earlier. So there's half of me that wants to take a really competitive Wolves list. Mm-hmm. Then there's another half of me that's like, I'm not going to win. I'm so excited to be invited. I just want to go out and have fun. Let me take the most out of left field Wolf list possible. So I mentioned like all mounted, but my question to you guys and everyone that's listening, what do you think is the most out of left field Wolf list you could take that would just like people would be like, what in the world? All mounted is an idea I had.
120 blood claws.
That's so funny.
120 gray hunters, all the battle line you can fit, and just do the opposite wolf deal. Not like I'm hard to kill. I just have lots of OC bodies on the objectives. I'm going to jail you.
120 blood claws.
So go buy and build and pay for those right now, Aiden.
120 blood claws?
Yeah.
It's like an actual real list.
And Beast Slayer, I think that'd be great in Beast Slayer.
Beast Slayer or Hunter, honestly. Either one is great.
Fallback shooting charge.
I just like lethal on that many attacks. Now all of a sudden it's killing shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, good. Yeah.
Lethals. The Blood Surge is great. Hunter is great because you get +1 to hit all the time, and then you're getting +1 to wound. So +1 to hit and wound all the time is like on every unit. It's like, whoa, that's kind of cracked.
Yeah.
Wolfen spam, like 60 Wolfen with Wolfen dreads.
And Murder Fang, yeah, all the Wolfen all the time. That's a weird list.
Be kind of funny.
I'm glad you're going to Worlds. Worlds is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun.
30
you've been there,
Champions of Fenris.
Yeah. Champions of Fenris. 60 Terminators.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, all the regular Terminators, all the first
You could
company.
go
No.
60 Terminators. That'd be a funny list.
That would be
Yeah.
so funny. Oh my god. Just yeah.
Yeah. But actually, I got y'all and Grey Hunters in that bold list I'm building.
Really?
I think there's a spot for Grey Hunters, just not at their current points, because Intercessors exist. Intercessors for 80 points is like actually a steal. Like I'm thinking about adding a second unit. Like
Well, that's the
more
problem.
often-
Every time I try to put Grey Hunters in, I'm like, yeah, but that could be a second Infiltrator and an Intercessor.
Yeah, the Intercessors, the sticky objectives, the 20 shots, the not bad melee, like they're so good.
Yeah, they're
But in
fantastic.
bold, I was trying to have every unit I could with a character to benefit from all the strats. I'm like, what
Yeah.
if I took Grey Hunters with y'all and just sent all the Terminators and all the head takers and then followed them up with the Grey Hunters? And I'm like, are you really going to be taking pot shots at these OC3 Grey Hunters with all this other stuff in your face?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Grey Hunters, think about Grey Hunters with a Wolfguard Battle Leader are actually kind of amazing. They get to they don't need oath. They reroll hits of one, full rerolls to wound objectives. They get sustained. They shoot well. They fight well. They just have a million OC, and it's like 245 points. Yeah, if Grey Hunters were like 160, I would really consider that.
Well, I just think it's funny in that because I got the strat pop 1 CP. Now they advance and charge. Y'all already gives them assault, so they're going 13 inches guaranteed. Yeah. Shooting all their shots, charging in, doing all their attacks, and they get Logan's or not y'all's shots and attacks, and they put one weapon into something. Say somebody's like Flamer Squad or something, make it -6 range.
Yeah.
Now or just something like so. Now they're not targeting what they want to target. They have to shoot your Grey Hunters or something that came after them. Like it could be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, Grey Hunters, I think, and y'all even Grey Hunters with y'all have like a really cool place, but they're just way too expensive for what they do.
Yeah. Well, I threw them in and I had 85 points, and I was like, "What do I do with 85 points?"
85 points.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, and y'all's 85 points." So I was like, "We'll see," because we keep saying they're bad, but I haven't actually put them on the table. I'm like, well, let's me actually give them because I put Blood Claws on the table, and they're okay.
If you're trying to do like the OC thing and you need something to clear screens as well, I think they're really solid. R2 is asking if Canis Rex is still viable. I think so.
Yeah, it's not as good now with the new rules. He doesn't sustain on 5s. He sustains on 6s, and he only gets a CP once per game now, I think it is, when he got it every turn before.
Yeah.
So he's still okay, but he's not undercosted like he was before.
Yeah.
He's not bad, but before, like, you were getting way more value than you should have been, which is what made him good when everybody was taking him.
Well, I'll think about it for sure. I'm open to ideas. But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Come on, man.
I can be
Forest.
Saga of the Hunter, Saga of the Forest.
Well, we're talking about Hunter coming on and Saga of the Hunter. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Forest.
I know who you're talking about. It's all good.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Forest. Hope we'll have Hunter on Thursday. Nobody likes you, Kurt. That's my good friend Ryan. All right. We'll be back next Tuesday. Hopefully, Forrest will be able to join us again, but Aiden and I will definitely be here, and we will catch you guys next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching Almost Functional Gaming. We appreciate the support of all followers of Russ and the Allfather. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our merch store and Almost Functional score tracker on Amazon. Everything helps support the growth of this channel, and we appreciate it.